Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Riri here. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my lower body workout. I did this workout earlier in the week and I wasn't able to film myself explaining how I do the exercises because my gym has music and YouTube is going to flag my video. That's why I am going to explain to you how I did the exercises now. Also, I kind of filmed this video twice because when I originally did the workout, I wasn't able to film myself doing barbell back squat because we only have one squat rack and there were a lot of people around the squat rack and I did not want to bother them and kind of violate their privacy and basically shove my camera around them. So I did the barbell back squat in a different day and that's why you're going to see me wearing different clothes in this video. So yeah, now you know. And yeah, that's it for the intro. Now let's start with the workout. First exercise is barbell back squat. This is my favorite exercise. I like to keep my feet shoulder width apart and my toes are slightly pointing outwards. When it comes to the back squat, there are a few really important things to keep in mind while you're squatting. First, try to keep your torso as upright as possible, and you can do this by finding a spot that is slightly above your eye level and look at it during the whole move. This way you are going to keep your chin parallel and this is going to help you with keeping your torso upright. Second thing is do not round your lower back. We tend to do this when we're in the bottom part of the squat, usually because we don't have the mobility to squat deep enough. That's why I prefer to squat up until my thighs are parallel to the ground. Also, when you're squatting down and when you're pushing yourself back up, keep your knees in line with the toes. I find myself that the weight, when I try to push the weight up, I sometimes try to cave my knees inwards, which is really bad for your knees, so don't do it. Also, when you're squatting down and when you're pushing yourself back up, keep your feet planted to the ground. Do not raise your heels off the ground. This is a really bad mistake that I see people do it. So breathe in, tight the core, brace the core like someone is going to punch you in the gut, and then I initiate the move by slightly bending my hips and almost immediately I start to bend my legs in the knees and I lower myself up until my thighs are parallel to the ground, and then I try to explosively push myself back up and exhale in the up position. Second exercise is leg press. When it comes to the leg press, I like to keep my feet in the middle of the platform. This way the emphasis is on my quads, my glutes and my hamstrings. Also, I keep my feet hip width apart and the toes are slightly pointing outwards. During the whole move, keep your head, your torso and your glutes rested on the seat and breathe in while you're lowering the weight. Lower the weight until your knees are closer to your chest. Then brace the core and push the weight up away from your body. While you're pushing the weight, you can exhale and push the weight away from you, but do not strengthen your legs. Keep a slight bend in your knees, and also when you're pushing away the weight, keep your knees in line with the toes. Do not let the knees to cave in, and keep your feet planted on the platform. Do not raise your heels off the platform. Third exercise is hip thrust. I use step when I do hip thrust because I feel like benches are too high for me. So the bench or the step should not be higher than your knee, and press the lower edge of your scapula to the edge of the bench. Tuck your chin towards your chest. This way you keep your lower back from hyperextending. Your legs are bended in the knees and your feet are on the floor. I like to keep my feet around hip width apart with toes pointing slightly outwards. Breathe in, brace the core, squeeze the glutes and push yourself back up until your shoulders, hips and knees are in line. In this position, your heels are supposed to be under your knees, and in this way the bend in your knees is 90 degrees, which is optimal, and in this way you're putting emphasis directly on your glutes. Then breathe out and lower yourself down until your glutes are a few centimeters off the ground. Breathe in, tight the core, squeeze the glutes and push yourself back up, and basically that's the exercise. Next exercise is Smith machine split squat. I like to use the Smith machine when I do split squat or Bulgarian split squat because the machine helps me and allows me to keep my torso as upright as possible. I know that there's this trend of leaning forward with your torso while you're doing split squat or Bulgarian split squats, but I don't do it because I'm afraid that in a position like this I'm going to put too much pressure on my lower back, and I'm afraid that I might injure myself, and as I said, I don't do it. But what you do is keep one of your legs in front and step back with your opposite leg, and breathe in, brace the core and lower yourself down. I lower myself down until the thigh of my front foot is almost parallel to the floor or parallel to the floor, and I'm in a position where my front leg is bent in 90 degrees, which means that my heel is under my knee, and when it comes to the back foot, I am almost touching the floor or slightly touching the floor with my knee. In this position, my core is braced, and using my front foot, I push myself back up, and I do certain number of repetitions with the front foot. Then I rest for around 15 seconds, and then I do the exact number of repetitions using this time the foot that previously was my back foot, but this time it's my front foot. My last exercise is actually a superset. I'm doing front squat with hack squat machine calf raises. I'm using only 30 kgs when I do the front squat. That's because I am trying to develop the wrist mobility so that I will be able to hold the bar with my hands outside my shoulders, and this is one of the ways to hold the bar. Also, this exercise is really advanced, so if you're new, my advice would be to stick with Goblet Squat. So when it comes to the front squat, as I said, one of the ways to hold the bar is with your hands outside your shoulders, and you can use 4 fingers or just 2 fingers. Your upper arms are parallel to the floor, and your elbows are pointing forward. The upper arms are actually the ones that hold your bar in front of you on your shoulders, and the fingers are just preventing the bar from rolling down while you're squatting. The same rules that goes to barbell back squat apply to front squat. Your feet should be shoulder width apart, toes pointing slightly outwards, chin parallel to the floor. Breathe in, brace the core, and initiate the move by bending in the hips, and almost immediately bend your legs in the knees. Lower yourself down up until your thighs are parallel to the floor. Keep your upper arms parallel to the floor and elbows pointing forward. Push yourself back up, exhale, and repeat. Place the balls of your feet near the lower edge of the foot platform. Keep your legs straight. Raise your heels up as far as you can go. Hold for a second, then lower back to starting position and repeat. Guys, this is the end of the video. I hope this video was interesting and helpful, because honestly it wasn't really easy for me to film it, and I bet it's going to be even harder for me to edit it, but problems for later this evening. I'm gonna have dinner now. I am going to edit probably the whole evening. Also, I have to clean my apartment, and I have 2 loads of laundry to iron, and I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I have to do it. Again, thank you for watching. I hope this video was interesting and helpful, and we will see each other in my next video. Bye.